Labor has declared it can win the blue ribbon Liberal seat soon to be vacated by the retiring Iain Evans. Premier Jay Weatherill also urging independents willing to cooperate with his government to run in the Davenport by-election.
Iain Evans stunned colleagues declaring he'd quit Parliament within a year, but the Premier says he shouldn't wait that long.
Mr Evans should go now. I mean, the people of Davenport deserve a choice.
And he's determined to give them one.
I've asked the State Executive of the ALP to open nominations for a candidate for Davenport.
The seat's always been a Liberal stronghold between Iain and his father Stan. It's been held by an Evans for almost 3 decades. But the margin's now just 8% and the Premier sees an opportunity.
That's a seat that's demographics are changing. We're going to have a crack at it.
Preferencing a sympathetic independent also likely.
If they have an interest in this seat, they should put their hand up.
Every by-election has got its dangers, but we'll just do our very best.
The Liberals hopeful there won't be a backlash despite the sitting member jumping ship.
Well, Iain Evans went into the election thinking that we would form government. I think we all thought that. You can never be sure of that. You can never be sure.
But Mr Evans could be just the start of the exodus.
I've had one person that's come to me and said, look, on the balance, I'm probably not likely to go on beyond 2018. Well, it's great to know that.
He'll unveil a new look front bench on Thursday, but the Premier won't be here to see it. He's off to New Zealand to discuss riverbank renewal with Sky City, despite a horror budget looming next week.
Yeah, it seems an extraordinary decision that he would leave South Australia ahead of the budget.
I think it's a prudent use of my time to be investing in really a transformational project for the city of Adelaide.
And political reporter Tom Richardson now joins us with a breaking story about Holden workers. Tom, what can you tell us?
Yes, 9 News has learnt the final enterprise bargaining agreement and entitlements for the soon-to-be departing Holden workforce are about to be hammered out. Now, as we know, GMH left workers devastated when it announced in December it would quit the state in 2017. Its workforce had even voted to scale back entitlements in a bid to keep the operation afloat, but that was abandoned when the company made the decision to close. Now, tomorrow morning, union officials will fly to Melbourne for a 3-day round of meetings to kickstart negotiations for the EBA that will see workers through until the Elizabeth site closes. They'll also be opening discussions around termination entitlements. The union won't comment ahead of these talks, but the Premier says he wants Holden to commit funds to retraining.
Obviously, Holden have an imperative in making sure that their production processes are maintained, but we have an interest in making sure that these workers have a future. And so we'd like Holden to entertain those claims should they be made by the unions in the negotiations.
Now, this is just the start of what could be lengthy discussions, but we'll keep you updated on how they progress as the week unfolds.
Thank you, Tom.